Hello everyone, welcome back to the vlogs. It has been a while since you guys have seen the 8.6 because of all the stuff we've been doing with our new project car, the Honda Fit, and also revealing Asher's car now that it's been finished. For those who are wondering why the car hasn't been on the channel lately, it's because of one certain thing. The car has been running a little bit rough lately. It had thrown me a check engine light literally, I think 2 days ago, and since then I haven't driven it. As of what we know right now, the car threw me a check engine light like 2 days ago or so, and it threw it right into limp mode. Like, throttle response was hella delayed. The car just sounds like it's running like butt. So I have an appointment set up tomorrow morning, and we're gonna go ahead and drop the car off again to the dealership. That's all it is as of right now. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take this car to the dealership and fill you guys in on more on what's gonna happen next with the 8.6. Well guys, this is gonna be the 8.6's new home for who knows how long. Funny thing is, today is the 28th, and I think a week from today is WeekFest. There could be a good chance I might not even make WeekFest anymore, which really sucks because things with warranty repairs, it takes a while to get it approved and whatnot. Yeah, the main reason why the car is here is because it threw a code on me like a couple days ago. It just drives like buds now, and it sounds like ass. Throttle input's terrible. This shit sucks. No one ever wants to take their car to service, especially during this time where I have WeekFest in a week, and there could be a good chance I won't be able to attend anymore because of this car shitting on me out of nowhere. And all, but let me show you guys an example because I'm gonna move the car to a different parking spot. But look, this is my throttle input and the reaction of the car. What is that, bro? I'm like applying throttle, but it doesn't actually register any throttle input until it like passes like 30% of throttle input, which is pretty stupid in my opinion. I'm tired of it. I'm just genuinely tired of it. Car just dropped off the keys. This shit sucks. Hopefully I see you soon. Alright, so for those who aren't familiar with what I've dealt with my 8.6 previously, let me go ahead and fill you guys in on what I've dealt with. Prior to owning my 8.6, I owned a Mark 6 GTI. The Mark 6 GTI was my first ever car. I would definitely say it's one of my most memorable and favorite cars that I've ever owned, and for it to be my first car was a blessing, honestly. It was fast, front wheel drive. It had that German build quality, you know, you could easily do a stage 1 tune and get like 50 to 70 horsepower off of that. Like, it was insane and it was fun. But the only thing that I didn't like about it was that it was automatic. And prior to having my license and obviously growing up into cars and all of that stuff and JDM, I've always wanted a manual car. The GTI ended up giving me issues, and it was to be expected. It had like 150,000 miles on it. It had like 7 previous owners. I found more issues with the GTI. I was like, you know what? I think it's maybe time to upgrade. And when I wanted to upgrade, I wanted a newer car. I know I wanted something that was more reliable, something that's relatively cheap to afford, and something with warranty, you know, just in case if anything goes wrong, I don't gotta worry about splurging on repairs. My 3 options were an S2000, ND2 Miata at the time, and then a 8.6 or FRS BRZ or whatever. The second gens were having reliability issues like at its peak. You would see them always blowing up on track, and then dealerships not honoring warranty for them. Either it has to do with the sustained right-hand turns of it losing oil pressure, or just the excessive RTV that they put in the oil pan that gets sucked up through the oil tube and pretty much ruins the whole car. So the second gen was not really an option for me. The first gen obviously has been around the longest, and I haven't really heard too many issues with it. And from my friends and everything, theirs have hella miles on it. They drive their car every day. I know people that drift them, track them, and you know, drive it to its limits, and they seem to hold up right. I test drove the ND2 Miata couldn't fit in it, and I also couldn't afford it. Since I couldn't fit in the Miata, my initial rationale was like, okay, if I can't fit in the Miata, there's no way I'm gonna fit in an S2000. They're like the same size, maybe even smaller. So that knocks 2 out of the 3 options that I had, which left me with the 8.6 that I have today. We just finished at the dealership and we picked up an 8.6. We got an 8.6. But yeah, I was ecstatic. It was my first ever rear-wheel drive sports car that's in manual, and I was just super excited to get started on driving it and modding it and kind of just making it my own. Fast forward 6 months later, the engine blows up on me.
Well, guys, this is not how I wanted it to go.
Engine is toast, 100%. Started knocking, car stalling out. Yeah, I need a new engine. I should just not come to the track anymore, man. This is fucking booty. Here it is, guys. What the fuck? This is not how it's supposed to go. Once I got the motor back, I was very, very hesitant on driving it and tracking it. To be expected. I mean, no one ever wants to go through blowing up their motor, or at least I didn't want to do that again. So I was very hesitant on enjoying the car, which sucks because I mainly bought that car to be like a driver's car, to take to the canyons, take to the track if I wanted to, and also look good, you know what I mean? What's fun about having a good looking car if you can't even drive it? So during that warranty, they replaced the short block on the motor, and I owned it for maybe like 3 months again until I saw some issues arise again. This one wasn't too severe because I was kind of used to oil leaking because, you know, I owned a German car, GTI, you know, those things, that's part of its nature, you know, to leak. So I was like, it's nothing. I see like a little oil leak on the skid plate and I'm like, damn, I mean, as long as I'm not losing like a large amount of oil every time, I should be fine. So I just continuously checked up on the oil and stuff like that until it started haunting me in the back of my head, and I didn't really have peace of mind. So I took it in, like I would say like 6 months after getting the car back initially, to get the oil leak diagnosed. Took it in for at least 2 days and they kept it overnight, and they put dye in the oil, and for some reason they still couldn't find the source of the leak. So they just gave me the car back. So like ever since I got the car back, I never drove the car to its highest potential or even pushed it near it. Maybe like 6/10 or 7/10 max, because I was just too scared of the car blowing up, which sucks. No one ever should be scared to drive their car hard, you know what I mean? Like, you should drive it with confidence, drive it hard, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point. For some reason, the oil leak went away. Every time I did an oil change, I didn't really see oil residue build up anymore, so I was like, it'll probably fix itself. I can just move on. Fast forward today, the car has a check engine light. And as you guys saw previously, when I was dropping the car off, the car was pretty much, I would say, best describes that it was in like limp mode. This is the code, for those who are wondering. It literally just came out of nowhere. I was just driving on the freeway and then it just popped up and I'm like, well, I'm just over it. But it's only been like a year or so with the new motor. It's been replaced back in November of 2023. So yeah, just under 2 years of ownership with the new motor. Don't get me wrong, guys, I love this car. This car has introduced me to so many people. It's brought me so many opportunities and it's allowed me to grow on social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want to. It's allowed me to grow so much. And because of that, I have such like a deep and strong connection with this car that even though it's giving me these issues, I still love it. But here's the thing, with it being like this and me continuously having to take it to get it serviced because it's always breaking down or at least something's happening, it gets tiring, guys. The only thing that seems rational as of right now, for me at least, is to try to move on to a different chassis. As much as I don't want to because of how far I've came with this car and I'm just starting to like enjoy it again, it's just one of those things where you kind of have to realize and put your foot down. It's like, you know, maybe it's time to just hang it up with this car. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking like, oh, I searched up the code. It's not even that hard to fix. You can do it yourself. Say if this check engine light was the first thing that went wrong with it, like say the engine never blew, it never had an oil leak, and it was just this check engine light, I would be happy to diagnose it and fix it myself. But considering all the crap that this car has put me through and all the mental stress and the lack of peace of mind when driving this car and worrying if it's gonna blow up, I'm just tired of having to deal with that. I know, cars break, you know, it's part of it, you know. I'm just surprised about how often and the severity that it happens in my position. with ownership compared to all of my other friends that have the first gen, second gen, and no issues whatsoever, and they drive the wheels off of theirs. I haven't really done a video about my car, and it kind of sucks that the first video back about my car is just me thinking about getting rid of it. But since we're on the topic of getting a new car, I've been considering a couple of options. First option is a car that I've always wanted, is an S2000. I freaking love these cars. I have some friends that own it, and I'm always in awe when I see their cars, and I'm just like, damn, I want to own one of them. The high red line, it's a roadster, rear-wheel drive, manual. It's really like a go-kart, and they're pretty freaking quick, and you know, they're good cars. They're really good cars. Other option would be a Civic Type R FL5. I really want this car, but I can't afford it. I just know I can't afford it. So that's probably like at the right of the bottom of the pier. Surprisingly, another option of mine would be a second gen. Even though I'm not really too fond of the second gens, I feel like the newer years of them haven't really shown through many issues. I feel like they've kind of fixed and tweaked it out a little bit. I don't know, because I'm worried that they're gonna drop a mid-cycle refresh on it, and it being fully refined, maybe even add a little bit of horsepower, maybe do a facelift and all that stuff. So I don't know just yet. And lastly, and certainly least, would be to keep my 8.6. Yes, it's going through all these issues right now, and will it probably give me more issues? Yeah, maybe. I hate that you guys have to hear me complain about this car, because as much as I want to celebrate how great of a car it is, it's just, this is the truth sometimes, and sometimes the truth sucks. Sorry for this video, it's literally just me complaining about my car and all that stuff, but I feel like I'm like one of the only few that actually run into like these kinds of issues with the car. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully at WeekFest. See you guys in the next one.